Hello, I'm Dr. Ruth Roberts, your pet's ally, and no, I'm not driving. Mary Jo is driving, and Pepe is sitting in my lap. She's driving. It's all safe and good. And we're back on the East Coast, so everything is well blanketed by cellular coverage. So I hope y'all are well. Deborah, good to see you. Let's see what we can figure out today. You guys had a lot of great questions. There's something I did want to kind of talk about a little bit, though. Anne had a problem with her pup Max's stool and posted a poop picture. And I know it's gross, but unfortunately it's kind of part of the deal, and it does help me tremendously to see the pictures, because as yucky as they are, they do help you all a little bit better. And the thing with Facebook and the multiple pictures is the carousel thing they do. So even if you put up a warning picture first, I think the poop still kind of comes through. So just maybe if you've got a yucky picture to post, just put a little warning up so those of us with more sensitive eyes can sort of avert them, so it goes. But at any rate, and what those little seeds look like to me is incompletely digested something. So whether that's rice or some other grain, I'm not sure. But the other thing to notice in that picture is that there's a big mucus cap on the end of the stool, and it looks like it's about to kind of fall apart. And it also looks like things are not very well digested here. So, and the fact that this is preceding a bout of diarrhea is definitely not good. So something is going on that Max's ability, Pep is not happy to digest stuff, is going off right before the diarrhea kind of crops up. So I'd start thinking about a couple of things. One is, did you change something in the batch? Is there something consistent in each of the batches preceding the diarrhea that sticks, that kind of cranks this up? And then the second is, is there always sort of this kind of half-digested mucousy appearance to the stool? And if that's the case, that's where I would start thinking about digestive enzymes. And I know we've talked about Max, and I don't have my notes open in front of me, Anne, so I'm not sure if that's something you had tried or not tried. But this is definitely a pretty nasty little precursor to things looking gross and getting worse, evidently. So see if you can answer a couple of those questions and post them back up, and then we'll kind of go from there. And Sri is asking about ginger. And so the thing with ginger is that you can use the raw stuff and cook it, or you can use the dried ginger powder. And the thing to remember is it's a great stagnation mover, so that's why it's in all the curries and things of that nature, because it really helps kind of move things. But it is very warming, and so I used to use it in place of mustard, but it is more warming than mustard. So I think it's a great culinary herb to add in the winter time especially, and it's also a great anti-inflammatory. So you can make a case, that you could use it either way. So that's what I can tell you. I've been enjoying dried ginger quite a bit because I'm sort of on the more. So Pep is fulfilling his destiny as a YouTube cat bomber. Sorry for the schniggles. So at any rate, I've been enjoying it quite a bit because it does help with inflammation, and I like it personally. I found a dried ginger that is not crystallized with sugar on Amazon, and that really has been delicious, so check that out. Let's see, and then she's also asking about cooking kidney beans separately, and what I would do. And we're back. Sorry, y'all. We hit a valley and dropped out of cell signal. Let's see. Yay! All right, so
Kidney beans and gunstone.
here is Susie's pup, and what she's concerned about is this crust, and also, there it is from that side, and then this is really where things get serious looking, if that will come up. There we go. This is actually the picture I'm after here. And there's this nasty looking split in the surface of planum nasale. That's kind of that flat surface of the nose. And Susie, you're in Waco, Texas, I'm pretty sure. So the first thing that makes me think of is blastomycosis. And if you are not familiar with that, it is a fungal organism that's found in the soil, and also especially around old chicken farms. So most of Texas is not affected with blastomycosis, but there are several other fungal diseases that are. So I would strongly suggest getting your pup into the vet as soon as possible, because this thing is nasty. And it's interesting, it shows South Carolina as having blastomycosis, but frankly I never saw it in the low country. I think it's up in the hills more. But yeah, I'll put a link to this here in the comments so you'll have this, but that really looks kind of nasty, and unfortunately by the time we see it showing up through the skin, it's already a systemic disease, meaning it's already gone into the bloodstream. So I would definitely get that checked out ASAP. So let's see here. I think there's that. Kay is asking about pets that will be on medications with known side effects and how we can support them. So her pup is going to have to be taking something that's that has the potential to ding the liver long term. And so this is where I would use things like milk thistle to support the liver. And I would really just start with basic stuff. And especially if your pet's existing liver function is normal, that's perfect. Now, if you've got a pup with some mild liver enzyme elevations, I would probably also consider adding Standard Process's hepatic support. And that is another nutritional approach to supporting liver function. So let me see if I can get that link for you, and if not, we'll get it in the comments or under the comments in a little bit. And then finally, if there's really significant liver enzyme elevations, I would definitely use liquid glutathione. So that seems to help tremendously as far as getting the liver cleaned out and getting things back on course. And I'm writing myself a note so I don't forget. Same thing with kidneys. One of my sort of the best thing I can tell you for kidney support is quercetin with bromelain. So I would use that, and then of course Standard Processes renal support, and thyroid function is a problem, thyroid support. So for those of you, and I haven't talked about Standard Process in a long time because they've been just such a pain for y'all to deal with, but they've made my life significantly more easy by giving me a storefront that anybody can access, and I'll put the link to that in. But they take a nutritional approach, and in particular a glandular approach to nutrition. So they've got cardiac support, hepatic support, kidney support, thyroid, GI support, and a couple of others. So I think those are good. And if you want to look at that in more detail, then what I would suggest is, post up some questions about what other options nutritionally we could do for pets for a specific condition. And there's a couple of other ones from the human line that I tend to add in as well. Let's see. And Sabine, I think we may have answered this last week, but just to be sure, you can reduce the fat in the Crock-Pot diet by reducing the amount of oil that you add down to 1 to 2 tablespoons per batch, since you're already using very lean meats. And the mustard seed and turmeric you do not need to take away. But what I would do is maybe go with just like a chicken and rice diet for a little bit, or boiled hamburger, or boiled beef, or something like that, just to kind of make it easy to digest. So I hope your baby's doing well. And then let me pop back over to the Facebook page. And let's see. So Jamie's got some pretty detailed questions. We're going to be adding these to Arc Naturals brushless toothpaste products to the store this week. And we do have a Dog Days of Sale summer sale coming up, starting the 27th, I think, of July and running through August 2nd. So we'll put those up there, and you can get 5% off of them. So let's see, and then we got that answered for you. We got that answered for Kay. And let's see, I think there's a more extended post, yes, from Jamie. So he did have a culture of staph, and because he's had methicillin resistant staph in the past, they're sending that out. Also one for ringworm, and then started him on cefpodoxime and ketoconazole. So I'm okay actually with both medications to get things under control, and then but long